Now, this slides into the early 19th century, roughly beginning in 1828 through the 1850s of Jacksonian democracy. Now, Andrew Jackson, of course, also he was a general, and he oversaw a lot of the continued massacre of native populations. But Jacksonian democracy was seen as a further expansion of the democratic process away from the aristocrats, away from the landed elite, not only towards the farmer, but towards the common person. And a huge de-emphasis on the elites, especially education, which, yes, on the one hand, is an important way of questioning what is knowledge, who has the access to the truth, and the truth that and wisdom that then informs our policies. But on the other hand, it brought about a kind of sense of intellectualism that we see very much echoed in today. And so there's a reason why Trump put Andrew Jackson's portrait up in the White House. The resistance and denial of scientific evidence, but also the suspicion of experts, of people who have years of experience and knowledge on specific topics, whether it's foreign policy or healthcare policy, like we're seeing right now with how long it took them to take the healthcare policy makers and teams to be taken seriously. So that kind of intellectualism also has that problematic side. Of course, the big shadow during this moment was the birth of the American prison with the Pennsylvania and Auburn models in the 1830s. And remember, this is the whole point of looking at someone like Foucault and even having an idea of the birth of a prison, is to remind us that this institution and this response to transgression and harm is completely contingent. That most of human history did not involve the prison. Yet most of human history, at least insofar as we moved from nomadic hunter-gatherers to sedentary agricultural urban life, that, yes, we made laws, we had responses to harm in the name of community and accountability and all of these things that are behind the justification of law and a way of practicing justice. But not until really the late 18th century and the beginning of the 19th century was something like incarceration the major mode and the main mode of responding to harm. So it was contingent. It had a birth, which implies that it has a death, it has an end. And it implies that there's another possible horizon, and there has been for most of history, of thinking about different ways to respond to harm.